Ad.
Catch 2018 model year in savings at Planet Nissan now. Save $6,000 off MSRP on brand new 2018 Murano. Or save up to $10,000 off MSRP on all new Titans. That's $10,000 off MSRP on a full-size truck. Model year in savings at Planet Nissan.
8 News Now is celebrating 65 years. It's a look back at the biggest stories that impacted our community and the different shows produced in the Channel 8 studio. It's a celebration of being the Valley's news leader.
To say thank you for joining us for this special anniversary edition of 8 News Now.
And over the next half hour, you will see some very familiar faces from Channel 8's past, as well as some special guests, including our parent company, Nexstar Media Group's chairman, CEO, and president, Perry Sook.
So as you probably know, we are celebrating 65 years. That is a lifetime of breaking news, investigations, special reports, dating back all the way to July 22nd, 1953, when KLAS began broadcasting, the very first television station in the entire state, George.
We hope you'll stay with us and help us celebrate the rich history of Channel 8. Maybe get a bottle of champagne ready or something else. Tequila will work to toast with us at the end of the show. But first, working in news, we all have stories that stand out to us. You know, the I-Team has exposed corruption and incompetence and scams and schemes of every kind and dirty dealing. But when all is said and done, when people associate my name with a news story, one news story, it's UFOs. Bob Stoddall and I started working on Area 51 mysteries in the late 80s. In May of 1989, we met a guy named Bob Lazar, and everything changed for Lazar, for me, for Channel 8, and for Area 51. The allegations that they were testing recovered alien technology, spacecraft, made somewhere else was outrageous. But the stories we did exploded like a bomb, turned Area 51 into a contradiction in terms. It became the best-known secret base in the world, inspired movies and books and T-shirts and 1,000 other commercial products. There's an Area 51 brothel. The state christened the extraterrestrial highway. The Las Vegas 51s. I threw out the ball on the first day when they made it an alien team. And I told Bob at the time, you know what this topic, UFOs, needs is a good reporter. In 6 months, I'll have this figured out. And here we are 29 years later. Haven't exactly figured it out, but it's getting close. It's getting close, though.
It's been a fascinating run, and you talked about popping champagne. It's already happening in the hallways outside.
Yeah, I noticed that.
It's happening each and every year on New Year's Eve. When I was asked to kind of look back at something I've enjoyed over my 9 years here, hosting a couple of New Year's Eve shows is fun as we take a look at some B-roll. The thing is, as you guys know, you've all been out there, there's tens of thousands of people. Nobody can feel their legs. They're all having an absolute ball. You got 8+ minutes of fireworks. I have no idea what I'm doing with that New Year's Eve hat there. This noggin is too big for that hat to actually fit on it, but it's always a joy to be out there with all of the Las Vegans and the people from around the country, and we broadcast on New Year's Eve to 12 cities. Somehow I end up on stage every year with some very rhythmless dancing, Denise. It always happens with the band
love
usually.
It, especially when you break out the T-Rex.
The T-Rex does happen. You get those arms in a little bit. It happens every New Year's Eve and often in between.
There's a lot of fun stories that we cover, and then, as you at home know, there's a lot of difficult stories that we cover. We are all journalists here, but we're also human beings first. And for me, 1 October and the aftermath, which we continue to cover here, how it's affected the city, how it's affected the people of the city. I've had a chance to interview the Baca twins a couple times since this happened and followed them along their journey. They are survivors of 1 October. They still have bullet fragments in their body from that night that they will have for the rest of their lives. And they're still recovering emotionally. You know, 9 months, we look at that as a long time. It's not a long time, especially when you have a tragedy like this happen. And so for them to be brave enough to share their story, to take that journey on television, which they don't have to do, and to trust me to share that story and that journey with them is, it's an honor for me to do that and to be able to bring that to all of you. And it's a tremendous responsibility that I take very, very seriously. So it makes me very emotional thinking about it, and we're still on that journey together.
especially as a new mom. I mean, you know how tough it is for those girls. And, you know, a lot of the time, the breaking news stories that we do are tragic and they are life-changing. One of the moments I wanted to share today was the day that it snowed at the Welcome to Las Vegas sign. That doesn't happen every year. That was back in December of 2008. So many of these tourists were just caught off guard. They were in their shorts. You know, it's winter in southern Nevada, and here we got about 3.5 inches of snow at McCarran. In some parts of the valley, up to 10 inches of snow. This was kind of a fun event to cover because Dave Cavassi and I were on the air for many hours. Luckily, nobody was hurt. A lot of people were inconvenienced, but it was just a great moment in time, something that may not ever happen again. You see the Luxor covered in snow, the New York building, Statue of Liberty in snow. Doesn't happen often. It may never happen again. And it's just nice to kind of look back on some of these moments and say, hey, you know what? We were a part of it. We did a great job that day bringing you the news events of the day.
I know when you and Dave were covering that, it was shortly after you started, and I always think about the people that went down there in shorts and T-shirt to get that welcome photo. Yeah. Kind of a different picture, right?
Totally different.
White out.
Totally different.
Well, there's plenty more reminiscing to come, but first, let's check in on the Las Vegas Now studios where the celebration is already underway.
It's a party here in Studio B. We're the Good Day Morning team. I'm Kirsten Joyce.
I'm not. John Langler.
And Sherry Swensk. I've been here a few years.
Absolutely. Nathan Tannenbaum. Thank you all for being with us. We just wanted to say happy
anniversary. Thank you. And Las Vegas.
We've had a great show in the other studio, and we're just...
8 News Now, celebrating 65 years of Las Vegas history.
What a storm. If only we had a heavy-duty tape that was crystal clear and even held up underwater.
Crystal clear Gorilla Tape?
Of course.
Crystal Clear Fix, patch, and seal, even underwater, for the toughest jobs on planet Earth.
Pamper your feet with this at-home pedicure.
I don't have time for that. My feet get so dry and cracked, I need serious relief. That's why I use O'Keeffe's for Healthy Feet. Guaranteed relief for extremely dry, cracked feet. Thanks to O'Keeffe's, I got my feet back.
Another pair of satisfied emotions. Looks to me like elation and maybe some amazement. It's part of the Honda Summer Spectacular Event experience. You could say satisfaction comes standard here, just like the Honda Accord comes standard with a luxurious, roomy interior. All at the Honda Summer Spectacular Event.
We see it all the time.
Visit your local Honda dealer and test drive the Honda Accord, 2018's North American Car of the Year.
Dad, I see you have another rescue dog. They say an owner and its dog are a lot alike.
Is that because we're both friendly and very smart?
No, Dad, it's because you both have gray whiskers and need to lose 20 pounds.
Hey, Steve.
Jim Marsh wants to see you at a Kia during America's Best Value Summer Event. Get a new Soul for only $99 per month. Lease a new Optima for only $179 per month. Get 0% interest and drive home today for zero money down. Visit Jim Marsh Kia on Centennial Parkway, Durango, under the American flag. And remember, if you don't drive here, you can't save here.
2 new ways to win Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays in July at Station Casinos. First, get a pull tab and reveal your guaranteed prize. Win slot play, staycations, and up to 10 grand. Every pull tab wins guaranteed. Second way to win, play the free summertime kiosk game every weekend. And come back Tuesday to win up to 1 million points. Get guaranteed winnings with 2 new ways to win only at Station Casinos. Why would you play anywhere else?
We all have reasons to fix our healthcare system, but Republicans in Congress keep voting to repeal Obamacare. Instead of fixing it, they would end protections for pre-existing conditions and let insurance companies charge people over 50 up to 5 times more than younger people. That's a disgrace. I'm Jackie Rosen, and in the Senate, I'll work with both parties to fix Obamacare and bring down costs. I approve this message because we all have a stake in this.
At Findlay Toyota, we believe in building a world-class environment. In fact, we speak 14 languages fluently, from Hebrew to Persian, from Danish to Portuguese. We know the love for Toyota is global, and we're ready to do anything to sell you a car. I'm ready.
Estoy listo.
So stop talking about buying a new vehicle and come down to Findlay Toyota. I'm ready to do anything to sell you a car.
And welcome back to the special anniversary edition of 8 News Now as we celebrate 65 years in the Valley.
And joining us now, some of the most recognizable faces here in our community, former Channel 8 anchors Gary Waddell, Paula Francis, and Dave Courvoisier.
Nobody wants to talk to us. They want to talk to these
Let's
three.
get to the real stars.
Each one of us was alive when the station was on the air.
We've been talking about some of our memories. I know for our special that's airing on Saturday, Gary, you talked about the PepCon explosion, but there was also some other stories that really kind of resonated with you.
Yeah, 2 weeks of my life spent in New Orleans after Katrina.
Right.
It was just amazing to be down there for that. Like, if you know, for that, the whole town was closed down. There was nothing. We were driving on the wrong side of the road because the other side's flooded. Police cars behind you with flashing lights because every time they went somewhere, the police cars turned the lights on. This is a major freeway in New Orleans. You know, it's just there. Once they moved the police cars, the rule was they turned the lights on. So you'd see flashing lights behind you. Instead of getting nervous, you'd know, okay, well, they're going to help me if I need anything. And going through all this, the water standing, and we went out on one of the boats that did rescues down going into the 9th Ward downtown. It was just amazing. It was just phenomenal. It was hot. Signs bent over. It was hot and sticky. The only saving grace of the whole thing was the fact that it had stirred up all of the stagnant ponds and killed all of the mosquitoes. Oh. So there were no mosquitoes for the 2 weeks. There may have been when you were there.
By the time I got there,
they weren't when I was there. We didn't get it. But
That's Gary Waddell right there, finding the one slice of optimism.
Yeah. And we also got a lot of dogs adopted because we brought dogs back and did all of that. So that was good. My dog didn't come from there, but his name comes out of there and stuff. But it was just amazing. We slept for 2 weeks
in an RV.
On a concrete. No.
Oh, you saw
that was
I got the RV.
You got the RV. You brought it with you. We were sleeping on the concrete floor in a parking lot across the street in Metairie from the Vikings training camp.
Oh my gosh.
And the Vikings training camp was the center for all the rescue workers. We were supposed to be in with them, but they cut us off at the door.
Somehow Gary slept on the cement and Paula went to the White House.
That's right.
There was something weird about that.
That's right. Both Dave and Gary went to Katrina to cover that, but I got what I felt was a really plum assignment. It was on Thursday evening. The boss and the assistant news director at the time, Terry Foley, now the current news director, had asked me, well, what are you doing on Valentine's Day? She had an idea. I had a chance to interview then President Barack Obama. Funny thing is, you know, we hear from the current president every day, hear his personal opinions a lot, but President Obama, I often feel as though I didn't actually meet him because he was so composed and you could not surprise him with a question if you tried for a million years. He was very practiced and all that, although I did make a little news when I asked him about the ACA, the Affordable Care Act. I asked him if he felt it was going to be ruled constitutional because it was in the Supreme Court at the time. And he kind of bristled at that. It was the first time he really showed emotion, and he said, "Well, I wouldn't have passed it if I felt it wasn't constitutional." So that was a thrill, you know. I mean, in a TV career, you look for those incredible out-of-town opportunities.
It was a real plum.
It was.
Yeah, no question.
The president said that was not a softball question. Good for you,
Who is this gal from Las Vegas?
And you've done so much amazing work over the years. What really stands out for you, Dave?
Well, Wednesday's Child, of course, and as anchors, we're always expected to be part of the community, to do things in the community, and I kind of brought that to the screen with Wednesday's Child. I've been doing it for some 32 years. Over 1,000 kids that I featured, and some of them got adopted, some of them didn't. Some of them, I really don't know what happened to them. They either got adopted out of state or went back into the system. Either way, we gave them a chance. We gave them a chance to be adopted, and we asked the viewers to participate and do, oh my gosh, there's the mustache, came back even. The chance for the viewers to participate in a real need for this community and you know, make a child's life better. So I'm awful proud of that. You know, that happened.
Absolutely. You changed lives. Yeah, that's what I was just going to say. You really did make an impact on so many lives.
Hope so. And one of the things, just real quick, one of the things we tried to do when we were here was we tried to do good. I mean, we reported the news, we did the bad news, but we tried to make the station be a vehicle for doing good in the community. And Wednesday's Child was certainly one of those things.
Well, we all had a part in that. I mean, it's expected of us to do things in the community, and you all, you're still doing stuff.
Yeah.
And I know you get asked to do things as well, Paula, and we do that because we love doing it.
We were just saying, we can't believe we had time to work. You know, but that was the fun. That was the fun stuff.
Each one of you certainly left your legacy and your imprint here on Channel 8. We've got
champagne.
Got champagne for each of you.
Yeah, 3 of the best that have ever worked here, and I think Dave should bring back the mustache. We'll discuss in the commercial break.
Maybe. That's good.
We have more blasts from the past coming right up.
But first, let's check in again with the party right next door in our Las Vegas Now studios.
Welcome back to Studio B, where the real party is happening. It's so cool to see all those former anchors, but what's not cool? Putting this cake in front of us and telling us I can't cut it yet. Oh my goodness. We can't. I know, I bought this knife out and they said no. JC, step away from the cake. Right. Of course, I'm Courtney Perna, just one of the fabulous hosts from Las Vegas, now here with JC Fernandez.
Hello, everyone. Happy anniversary.
And of course, Mercedes Martinez.
Yes, thank you guys for being a part of our family. We celebrate this together.
Absolutely. And our producers who really don't like being on TV, Selena, our executive producer, Kalia, our line producer. Amazing times. Of course, we're kind of the baby here on KLAS. We've only been around about a year and a half, and we have had such a great time sharing fun with you, sharing lots and lots of bloopers, unfortunately, with you. But we just want to say, ready, guys? 1, 2, 3. Happy anniversary, KLAS. Yes.
8 News Now, celebrating 65 years of Las Vegas history.
It's Team Ford Lincoln's Summer of Luxury, the absolute perfect time for a great lease on a sweet Lincoln. Lease a new 2019 Lincoln MKC for just $395 a month. See you at Team Ford Lincoln, US 95 and Ann Road.
For all your car's Big O knows.
No.
There's always a Big O yes. Like getting great deals on the best tire brands. Now through August 5th, save up to $210 on sets of 4 Goodyear tires with installation purchase. Big O Tires, the team you trust.
Welcome. So what do you look for in a vehicle?
Dependability is top on my list.
Well, then here's some vehicles that deliver on that.
That's our truck. They're our cars.
Chevy's the only brand to have earned J.D. Power Dependability Awards across cars, trucks, and SUVs 3 years in a row.
Get 18% below MSRP on all 2018 Chevy Equinox LT models when you finance with GM Financial. That's almost $5,400 on this Equinox. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
Oh, la belle vie, sans amour, sans soucis, sans problème. Oui, la belle vie. On est seul, on est libre, et on traîne.
Experience the mid-year madness sales event at Henderson Chevrolet. Incredible savings on every new Chevy car, truck, and SUV in stock. During this event, take 20% off MSRP on a new Chevy Equinox. Get 0% APR for 72 months and $5,000 off a brand new Silverado Crew or Double Cab. Or pay only $149 a month on a new 2018 Chevy Cruze lease. Experience the mid-year madness sales event happening now at Henderson Chevrolet in the Valley Auto Mall.
Las Vegas' air quality ranked worse than Los Angeles.
For our families, that's personal. Bad air puts 44,000 Nevada kids with asthma at increased risk. But corporate polluters are propping up politicians like Senator Dean Heller. Heller's taken over $500,000 from big oil and gas polluters, even the Koch brothers, and he backs their dirty air agenda, voting to eliminate limits on air pollution causing smog. Dean Heller. He's protecting polluters. Clean Air Mom's Action is responsible for the content of this ad.
It's Team Ford Lincoln's Summer of Luxury, the perfect time for a great lease on a sweet Lincoln. Lease a new 2018 Lincoln Continental Select for just $499 a month. See you at Team Ford Lincoln, US 95 and Ann Road.
Next wheel.
Well, I'm stunned, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not stunned very often.
One of these teams makes an amazing bonus round solve.
That may be the best example ever of teamwork.
Don't miss it.
Tonight at 7:30 on 8 News Now. In a city fit for a king, when it was families calling the shots, one constant for 65 years.
From the studios of Channel 8 Television.
Began as the first television broadcast in Nevada. 8 News Now, the Valley's news leader.
And thank you for staying with us as Channel 8 celebrates 65 years serving you, the viewers of Southern Nevada. Joining us now is a jack of all trades, Bob Stodahl. He joined KLAS back in 1967, serving as reporter, anchor, editorial director, community affairs director, and vice president of news over the years. Did I miss anything?
No, you pretty well covered it.
And Bob, you and George...
I took the garbage out once in a while.
Okay, there, and also helped with janitorial services. You and George worked together for years and years. You are the keepers of the secrets of Las Vegas. What stood out to you guys over the years of all the stories that you've covered?
Well, 50 years is a lot of major changes. The town, the community changed dramatically. The one thing that came to mind while we were talking with Gary Waddell, one of the things that this station should be really proud of is it was this station that got cameras in the courtroom. We filed requests and we got the law changed, and we broke that barrier for the entire state of Nevada with cameras in the courtroom. And then we went further. We were the first station to broadcast live the Nevada Supreme Court hearings. And we broke that even further when we requested to get cameras into the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals in San Francisco. We broke down that barrier. So the one last barrier that the station needs to go for is the U.S. Supreme Court. And then we'll have it covered.
We're on it.
Okay.
I know that when I first came to Channel 8, something we covered every day, and not just Bob and myself and Ned, every reporter in the station covered the mob. And looking at it from the vantage point of 2018, it sounds very glamorous, but it was pretty dicey back then because a lot of the people we covered ended up being murdered. Managing editor Ned Day had his car blown up, firebombed. There were death threats. It was like an exorcism for a period of 7 or 8 years when these mob guys were basically kicked out of Las Vegas, and a lot of people died in that. And looking from now, it was exciting, and every day it was fun to go cover some gaming hearing or court hearing or perp walk or something, but it was dangerous. It was dangerous stuff.
I think that's really when George mentioned Ned, that's what you remember most. You really remember the people that you work with. And Ned certainly stands out. We did literally every day was a story about the mob, and we broke that down. Ned created a documentary called Mob on the Run, which won several national awards.
We could spend 5 hours with both of you, but we're running out of time, so we want to check back in with the party next door in the Las Vegas Now studios. We'll be right back after this.
CBS Tonight.
Stand by, ready.
Women in this country legally have a choice. At least I think they still do. I haven't checked the paper today.
Murphy Brown speaks her truth. That's why I love her.
It's an intelligent show, and it's a funny show.
Murphy Brown returns with all new episodes. CBS this fall.
It's like coming home.
TitleMax makes it easy to turn your title into cash. Just go to TitleMax.com. Find out how much you can get.
Using TitleMax.com, I got $1,400.
$3,200.
TitleMax.com got me $9,700.
Best of all, most credit types are approved. Next time you need cash, try TitleMax for rate. Try TitleMax for the amount you need. Find out why so many people are saying,
I got my title back with TitleMax.
Get your title back with TitleMax.
Denny's new Super Slam is just $5.99.
$5.99? Are you out of your mind? Seriously?
Yep. Eggs, hash browns, bacon, sausage, and buttermilk pancakes.
$5.99? Are you out of your mind? We're out of our minds.
Denny's new Super Slam, only $5.99.
I'm Jackie Rosen, and I approve this message.
They call him Senator Spineless because Dean Heller bends with the political winds. First promising to vote against the plan to repeal Obamacare because it would hurt Nevada.
Dean Heller from Nevada is a no.
I'm telling you right now, I cannot support a piece of legislation that takes insurance away from tens of millions of Americans and hundreds of thousands of Nevadans.
But then, Dean Heller got pressure from his party leaders.
The threats from President Trump loud and clear.
This was the one we were worried about. You weren't there, but you're going to be. You're going to
be. Dean Heller broke his promise and voted for repeal.
A deciding vote.
Mr. Heller, aye.
That is a complete 180.
He decided not to cross Trump.
The plan Dean Heller voted to advance would let the insurance industry charge people over 50 up to 5 times more than younger people and would end protections for pre-existing conditions. Senator Spineless Dean Heller, he's not standing up for Nevada.
Summer's calling. The 2018 XT5 is ready to move. Our best offers on the 2018 XT5 are here. Join us for the Made to Move sales event. Get 0% APR financing for 60 months plus $2,000 down payment assistance when financed through GM Financial on a 2018 XT5. Visit your Southern Nevada Cadillac dealer.
Car wrecks are a part of life, but they don't have to tear apart your life. If you're hurt in a wreck, you don't want to get half your injuries treated, half your car fixed, or half the money you deserve. Call us now, and we'll help make you whole again.
Call 877-1500.
Nevada firefighters strongly oppose Question 3's electricity deregulation proposal. The state's own study shows 3 would increase electric rates, hurting all Nevada consumers. On top of higher rates, electricity deregulation in other states has led to less reliable power and even rolling blackouts. Higher electric bills are bad enough, but unreliable power for air conditioning and home medical equipment threatens lives. Please join Nevada firefighters and vote no on 3. Thank you.
And welcome back. We want to remind you to watch our 8 News Now special celebrating 65 years tomorrow night at 6:30. We will have in-depth coverage of the biggest stories from over the years, so tune in or set your DVR. Again, that's tomorrow night at 6:30 right here on Channel 8.
And once again, thank you for joining us as we took a walk back in time, remembering the decades of news coverage here in Southern Nevada.
You know, Channel 8 is committed to being here for you for many years to come, and the I-Team will continue to hold those in power accountable.
I feel like the news team has grown here, and we will continue to keep you informed on air and online over whichever device you choose to use.
So as we wrap up the special anniversary edition of 8 News Now, we are surrounded, of course, by friends and by family and champagne, former employees of KLAS. So now let's hand it over to Vice President and our General Manager of KLAS TV. That is Lisa Hatfield for a very special toast.
Thank you so much. Let me start by saying that I am humbled and honored to be sharing this moment with all of you. As we at KLAS TV 8 celebrate 65 years of serving Southern Nevada, allow me to begin by saying thank you to station owner Nexstar Media Group. Tonight, we're thrilled to be joined by Nexstar Media Group's chairman, CEO, and president, Perry Sook. Thank you so much. Cheers.
Thank you for having me.
Nexstar's ownership has provided 8 News Now with the necessary tools to effectively tell our stories and reach the viewers through expanded digital platforms from our beautiful new news set. Thank you so much. I also want to say a resounding thank you to the best team of broadcasting professionals in all of television right here at KLAS, working diligently every day to bring all of us in this amazing community the relevant stories that impact our daily lives, like George Knapp, our chief investigative reporter for the award-winning KLAS I-Team. And for you, our viewers, here with us tonight and those watching on TV or online, truly, this toast is for you. 65 years of success only happens because you allow us to come into your homes each day. It is our privilege, a tremendous honor, and a responsibility we take very seriously, so thank you. Please raise your glasses to 65 years. Today, we remember the moments of our rich history. We look forward to promise of our future, but most of all, we celebrate the present. Living, loving local, we're 8 News Now, and we are Vegas strong. Cheers! Let there be cake!
We'll all be back for the 100.
Yeah, I'll be here.
And I have the anchor for the 100. Who's going to cut the cake? Cheers.
This is our future anchor right here.
Future anchor.